Hi everyone, welcome to Agile Tech. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the CIE, Cambridge, IGCSE, Paper 3, ICT of course, Information and Communication Technology, Data Analysis, which is the Paper 3, May, June 2019, and the first variant. Okay, so let's dive into a spreadsheet. Okay, but before we do a spreadsheet, we have to do a task 1, which is evidence document 1. We're going to create a new word process document. Okay, word blank. Make sure your name, center number, candidate number will appear on every page of this document. Okay, just gonna take. I'll click on insert. There we go. 3 columns. Agile ND. Center number AN017 2023. This is my candidate number and my center number here. Save this evidence as a word process document in your work area as J1 J1931 evidence followed by your candidate number, and I give an example of what you need to do. So I'm going to go to save as. Okay, going to paste this here 2023. You will need to place screenshots and answers to questions in this evidence document. You're going to prepare a spreadsheet for a special disk sales. This company makes and sells storage devices. They have 49 employees, and the company uses a spreadsheet to record the hours worked each time and calculate the pay of the employees. All employees are paid in euros. Let's take note of that, euros, which must be displayed as 2 decimal places. Open and examine the file. So obviously, they sell storage devices, 49 employees, and they are used to record the hours worked. You use the spreadsheet to record the hours worked. Now the currency is in euros and 2 decimal places. Now we have to open and examine the file. So let's open the file. J1931. Okay, J1931. Guys, can't seem to find it here. Okay, let me just look for it. So we're going to open and examine the file J1931 AMP. So okay, fine. Okay, let's go ahead. Replace the text with SDS weekly pay. I'll just copy that. I'm just gonna take off all this. Done. Format row 3 to 7 inclusive. 3 to 7. Is it format or delete? I'm just saying. Delete. Okay. So I'm going to right click and delete. Format the top of the spreadsheet to look like this. So format the merge cell A1 to have a white text on a dark green background. Now there's something I want to talk to you about. Mostly all text formattings are either in your sans serif or your serif. Okay, yeah. So it's very important you know that. Okay. Now, okay, so let's format it. So A1 to where? To K1. A1 to K1. I'm going to merge cell, right? I'm going to increase it. Obviously, this is your sans serif, bolded. Okay, has a white text on a dark green background. Mm, okay, I can't even get. Let me see this. No, you know what? I'm just going to go with the number one here. I think this is better. This is it has some dark on, yeah, darker, yeah. So this is better. So I'm going to go with this. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to make this 30. See what happens. Nope. I'm going to make it 29. Let me see if this one will show. I'm just going to stick with 28. Okay. um so office. Now this is this color bracket. I've said it before. This should be serif. Yes. Bolded. I think all of them are serif. Okay. Same here. Okay. Okay. Now the next phase is office code and office name. Office name is, so I'm going to, what about office name, job code, job description, they are wrapped. So I'm going to do that. I think they should be wrapped here. I'm going to click on format cell, alignment. Yeah, they're wrapped. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to increase it because obviously everything is showing till I get it to be wrapped. Center line. Okay. Okay, I think there's a space here. Yeah, this is center line. So I think I'm just gonna give space. Yeah, there's a space there. Office name is good. Job code good. Job description good. Rate of pay. Okay. I think we're good to go. Now the next thing is this little thing right here. So what do we do? I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to apply white because obviously what is happening here is there are grid lines, but the grid lines are not showing here. And if you're tempted to do this, it checks out everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just that, and then it has a background, an outline, a thickness. So I'm going to give both an outline an outside border rather. So I'm gonna click on this outside border. The line style, I want to make it this, and the line color has to be black. And I'm going to go back and tick this again. We're good. I'm going to do this for you as well. White, and I'm going to apply it. I think it should be the same because I've done this for this. Okay, so I think we're looking good. It's going to adjust this. Nope, I'm going to undo it. Now I want to see something. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. Move to the next phase. Employees. Times New Roman. It's bolded. I think the text as well are Times New. I want to be sure, but I think the text as well are Times New Roman. No, not Times New Roman, but the T. I think it's Aria. I want to be sure. Yeah, definitely Aria. Sans serif rather, which is Aria. So yeah, so you get it. So yeah, definitely. Like I said, it doesn't have to be exact, but it has to be near perfect. Okay, all right. So it has to be near perfect. Okay, so let me just work on the euros right here. The currency is euros to two decimal places. So obviously that's currency. This is accounting. So I'm going to click on numbers, change the currency from accounting to currency, and we have this. Okay, we are making some progress. I don't know about you, but yeah, I think we are in for a good start. Is this recording? No, it is. All right. Payrolls. I'm going to highlight everything here. It's going to be bolded, sans serif. Is it italicized? They are wrapped. Just going to adjust this a bit. Center line, I think. Last name. So obviously I'm just going to increase it generally. Okay. So I think 14 works. 14? How about 13? Let me see. 14. Okay, I think 13 works. Okay, I'm just going to adjust this. And this is contract hours. Because we have to adjust it. Obviously they're touching the line, so we're going to do that. I think I'm going to make it 75. Nope, 70 it is. Okay, 69. I think it's sold. 68 sold. Okay. Just want to be sure. The payroll number is wrapped as well. For some reason, I want to be sure it doesn't affect the other one as well. Let me see. We have the pay rate. Last name. You know what? I'm just going to make it 14. I think 14 is a giveaway. So, yeah, 14 is a giveaway. So, I can adjust this. Okay. Office name, is it wrapped? Yes, office name is wrapped. Hmm. This is what? This was 16. So I'm going to do the same. Obviously, I'm going to do the same for everybody. 16. So I think this should be good to go. So I'm just going to drag this down. Okay. Office name is to ensure that it doesn't affect the other one as well. So let me see if I can adjust it a bit. Yeah, that's fine. So we have the wrap test, payroll number, first name, last name, office code, office name, job description, contract hours, hours worked, rates. I think we are perfect. Employees, I'm not going to leave you. I think I'm just going to make this 16 as well. Yes. Everybody's getting their own fair share of 16 today. And this is the 5th of November. So, all right. Okay, so I think we're good to go. Now, with this, I'm still going to increase it because obviously this simply means that I have to increase this. I knew this is now okay. Yes. So it means we've done a good job. Mm-hmm. Yes, I like how everything is turning out, working for my good. Okay. All right. We have a dark green there. Save this spreadsheet with a file name SDS. If you're seeing exam, you type it the way it is, followed by your center number, candidate number. For example, click on file, save as. Center number is AN017 underscore 2023, and I'm going to save this as a workbook. 11 marks for going through the stress. Okay, place your name, center number, candidate number, write a line in the header. So let's do that. Click on insert, headers and footers here. Write a line in the header. AN 017, 2023. Place the text last revised on followed by an automated date. Left align in the header. Okay, so we're still in the header. Okay, followed by an automated date. So automated date would be here, current date, then a space, and then the automated time. Left align in the footer. Click on view, change it to normal view. Create a name range called offices using only cell A5 to B3. If you've watched one of my videos, I've talked about a name range. So obviously for a name range, what we do is we select a group of cells together and we call it a name. So every time we put in that name, it automatically selects or highlights that particular cell. Okay, so for example, we could have this, for example, we could have this and we can give this a name, right, and now it's seeing the default as J4. So if I name it as J4, whenever I type J4, it sees this as J4. That's the name range. So obviously from the word name range, right, you're giving a name to a range of cell. Yeah, I got the vibe. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's fine. So let's go ahead. So let's create a name range called offices only, using only cell A5 to B3. A5 to B3. Okay, and we're going to click on name range. I think it's formulas. Yeah, formulas, right? So we're going to define the name for it, and we're going to call it offices. I'm just going to copy this and call it offices. Okay, so now it's seen this particular range as what? Offices. Place in your evidence document a screenshot showing how you created this name range. So obviously what I'm going to do is name manager, and I'm going to open it and I'm going to take a screenshot close to it. I'm going to open my snipping tool. Okay, all right, this will be evidence 1. I'm just going to copy this, open okay, I'm just going to put this here to evidence 1 here. I'm going to paste it. So I'm going to copy it and I'll paste it. Okay, I'm going to bold it. Okay, in cell F17, F17, where's F17? Okay, use a function to look up the office name. Use the office code column for the lookup value and the range offices for the array, and the range offices for the array. Okay, so so let's see the office code. We're going to look up. If I have explained everything they need you to do in this. Okay, so equals to VLOOKUP. Now is a VLOOKUP because obviously we're going up or coming down. If it's for H lookup, we are going from the rows, okay, but for the VLOOKUP we're going vertically. H lookup is more or less horizontal, okay. So we're going to use the office code, which is right here. Then lookup array, which is your table array, is going to be offices. Yeah, it's right here. Now if we use offices, automatically this is going to be highlighted. And now let me show you this. Now even if you don't do this, and for some reason you carry away because it's VLOOKUP, oh it's VLOOKUP, and you do something like this, it's going to see it as offices. Okay, so you're free, you're safe. Whichever one you're safe. Okay, you can't make the error. Trust me, you're safe. Okay, comma. The column index is going to be 2, and it's going to be an exact match. Okay, so F is for yep, and I think we're going to just drag down. Because obviously in the paper they will tell us to do that, and I just want to save myself that stress. Okay. Now I promise you guys in the previous video, because of what happened, that I will be taking it one step at a time, not just one step at a time. I'm just going to be selecting the ones that I've done, so it's easier, so we don't skip anyone. Okay. All right. In cell G17, okay, use a function to look up the job description. Use the job code for the lookup. Do not use the name range. Come on, these guys, they're just practically telling you what to do. I think they're just cool to you. And the 2019 paper is just really cool. Like, you're just making it so easy and accessible. It's cool, right? Okay. And so obviously what this simply means is no name range. So they're not expecting you, because you did a name range for this, you're obviously going to do a name range. They don't want you to do a name range for this. Okay. So we just want to do the normal VLOOKUP without any name range for it. Okay, so lookup job, we use the job code, so equals to VLOOKUP, and we're going to use what? The job code column, not this but this, as the lookup value. We're using lookup value to look it up here. Now, okay, I'm going to do something. Okay, I'm going to do something. I think I missed something. I'm going back to it, because obviously we don't want this to. I think we're going to use an absolute cell referencing to ensure that it doesn't it's not affected. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, okay, let's look up the value. The table array is going to be this. And we don't want it going to, we don't want this going to E17, so I'm going to use an absolute cell referencing here. No, okay, let me see what happens, so that if I can explain. Colon is here, an exact match. No, it's not going to. Let me see. FF D is, no, we don't need to use an absolute, because obviously an absolute it's just going to stay in this. It's not going to look up for any other thing. So yeah, we don't need this. We don't need this. Okay. So for M1 is manufacturing. So when we scroll down, S1, think I do some, let me see. We have D5. Yes, that's why I said we need an absolute. I knew something like that was going to happen. But now it validates my point why we need an absolute. Okay. Okay. Now it validates my point why we need an absolute. So obviously, what is happening here is it is staying at this range. Yes, that is what I want. So it's going to be at this range. Now, if you watch this, this is D11, and here is D15, which is out from the range. So obviously, I don't know what happened, how this worked, but oh, we gave a range for this. A name has been given for it. Now, oh, the beauty of name range is if it's a name range, that means a name has been given to it. You can drag it down and it will still be within that range. But if a name range is not given, an absolute cell referencing needs to be applied for it to work. Okay, so that's why I knew something like that was going to happen. Obviously, in the name range, you're not going to have that because obviously all of them has the range. Okay, but for this, it's going to increment. So if you click here, you're seeing D17. That is like it. So obviously, job description will be M1, so it's not applicable, right? Okay, so cool, right? You enjoying this? Okay, all right. So I'm just gonna drag. So you see that it even brought out D. Okay, it even brought out D. So it's just going to be within that range. That's the whole essence of the absolute cell reference, to ensure that it's the absolute cell reference is just within this reference. It is static. It's just between 5 to 13, and it's not moving. While there's relative cell referencing, which is incrementing, the absolute stays the way it is. Okay. All right. So we didn't use a name range. We used an absolute cell reference. Thank you for letting us know. Okay. All right. So in cell J17, okay, use a function to look up the rate of pay. Now again, do not use a name range. Okay, this is what I want you to think. What do you do? Absolute, right? To look up the rate of pay, do not use a name range. Okay. To look up the rate of pay. Now, obviously, you want to look up the rate of pay, right? So this is going to be equals to a VLOOKUP, and the job code is going to be this. Comma, the table array is now going to be this, and this is going to be absolute cell reference. Now we are adding the absolute both to the column and row to make it a cell. That's why it's called absolute cell referencing. Okay, so the dollar is for the column and row, and intersection between the column and row is what? A cell. Are you catching the vibe? I think I'm communicating right now. Okay, I think you get it. Okay. So yes, so we have this. Okay. The column index is going to be the third one, and it's going to be an exact match, not approximate match. Approximate can be 9.8. You want the exact match. What is that? Okay, close it. Now I'm going to make this the rate of pay is going to be euro, and I'm going to click here, change it to currency, 2 decimal places. and I'm going to drag. So obviously this is their rate of pay for this job description. Now if you check, we can just pick anyone. Let's just pick um, F, for example. F for administrative office, $8. F, no, that's A, sorry. There you have it. The local value was the job code, right? E17. Yeah. So if you check E23, it's looking up this in each of these. That is what absolute. Okay. In cell K17, 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 K17. Okay. Use the formula to calculate the pay based on hours worked by the employee. So we're going to use the formula to calculate the pay based on the hours worked. So this is hours worked and the rate. So obviously this is going to be based on the hours worked. So this is going to be for 1 hour. This is the rate for it. So obviously is equals to hours worked in rate for it. So let me just get this. So this will be equals to the hours worked multiply by the rate pay, or by the rate of pay, okay, or pay rate, whatever. I don't know which one. I think I'll check which is there. I think yes, by the rate of pay. So right, so it's equal to hours work multiply, because we want to calculate the pay based on the hour this person has worked, and for every hour we have a particular rate we pay. Okay, all right. This is more on wages than salary. Okay, so let's, with that understanding, let's move forward. So we have equals to um, hours worked multiplied by the rate. Okay, and we're going to drag this down, replicate it. All right, replicate the function used in step 4 to step 7 for each employee. We've done that. Okay, I keep forgetting. Said we're going to in cell I67. Okay, I67. Yeah, use a function. So where am I going to? I67. Oh, sorry. Use a function to count the numbers of employees who worked some hours during this weekend. Okay. I said they didn't ask for some test details, so okay, I'm just gonna check to count the numbers of who worked some hours during this week. Okay, let me see. For the house, just going to check households. Go to the house, yeah. Okay. I'm just going to check something quickly. Okay, so what I needed to do is I had to check because I'm having empty hours worked and I had to calculate with an empty cell, and I'm not seeing where I'm to put that. Okay, so I had to take time to understand this question 11 right here. Okay, and I think this was the whole brainer right here. So they said um but I'm going to leave this. Okay, I'm just going to keep it the way it is and I'm going to explain it. Okay, so in cell I67, I67, use a function to count. So obviously equals to count. Okay, the numbers of employees who worked some hours. Now, who worked some hours during the week means I'm going to explain this right here. Okay, um, this simply means that we have contract hours, and I think I've explained this in one of my previous videos, right? So we have contract hours and we have hours worked. Okay, now for contract hours, this simply means this is what you are being contracted to, this is what you are being paid to. And remember, in developed countries, though I'm a Nigerian, so it's actually it's not really easy in this part because obviously what we get is a salary. Okay, but in developed countries you have wages, like a thing called wages, and yeah, there's still some part that's still the wages, right? So obviously your contract with us is to work 25 hours. Okay, probably for the year or something. Now hours worked is the numbers of hours you've worked out of the contracted hours. In some of my previous videos, we talked about people who worked more than the hours or less than the hours. Okay, now right here we want to know those who have worked some hours. Some hours mean those who have worked at least more than at least they've worked something out of the contracted hours. For example, and I'm being paid to work 22 hours. If I don't work at all, then it's not some hours. But if I work at least maybe 2, 3 hours, at least you work some hours, right? At least you worked some hours. And that is the whole essence we want. So we want to count the numbers of employees that have worked some hours. Now, this is difficult to understand because there is nothing to go here. Okay, so but we're just going to have the understanding, right? That's really hard to just pause, to just digest everything, to just understand what this is all about. Okay, now let's go ahead with that understanding. So we're going to use a count if because we want to count numbers of employees. That's the first part that worked some hours. We're not just counting numbers of employees, we are counting those employees that worked some hours. So count if. Now the range is going to be this. Okay, comma, and the criteria is going to be right here, greater than 0, and we're going to close. Now this is going to show 0 because come on, nobody has worked anything, right? And we just need to let it be there. Okay, in cell case 67, use a function to calculate the total pay for all employees. Calculate total pay for employees. So this is going to be equals to sum. Okay, I'm going to highlight this right here. This is also going to show 0. Okay, now the hours worked by all employees were the same as their contract hours. Okay, Now we get it, because this simply means that some employees worked the same amount of hours. There's some, okay, I'm being paid to do 22 and I worked my 22, I need my pay. And for 1 hour, now, this is why it is some hours. Now for 1 hours we have, for each of the position description for manufacturing, 1 hour is $12.50, pounds, euros, right? Euros. Okay, so this means if I work 1 hour, you pay me 12.50 euros. Now if I work 20, this simply means you're going to pay me, multiply with that 20 hours that I've worked for probably the month, or the week. Yeah, the week. That's obviously, maybe wages are daily. Wages are daily, or maybe 2 days. I'm saying 25, and you have 24 hours. So maybe for a week or something. So for a week, you have to work 25 hours, and some people work the same numbers of hours. Okay. Now, if you have this understanding, now this means what we are going to do. They said the hours worked by all employees were the same as their contract hours. Okay. So we're going to copy this, more or less like doing this. Getting a replica of it. Okay. Now if you check here, you should be able to see the total pay. Okay. Now, and if you also check here, you're able to see that 49 worked. Okay. Now let's go back to the question. They said Afonso. Okay, you know what, guys, I'm just going to copy this. Okay, let's be silent about the name. Yeah, so I'm just going to click on find. So Afonso is here, and Afonso worked what? 16. Okay, Afonso worked 16. Next person, Segi. So I'm counting Segi. Now we want to check to ensure we might have different. So it's important you check. Okay. And check if that is the surname Segi Anaya. Yes. So for Segi 24. Nope. Now for Segi Anaya, works 24. Now this is where you have to be careful. I'm going to copy this. Going to search for this. Okay, hence what? Okay, hence worked 0. Didn't work at all. 28. Tracy, this is going to take a while. I want to pause, but feel that you guys should just see the whole process. That the essence of you watching this, right? Tracy who? Okay. Tracy is given 30. So obviously it's a week, right? And she worked what? Tracy worked 32 hours. Okay. Sandra Cooper kind of remind me of Sheldon Cooper. Yeah, I know. Sandra. Sandra walked. So let's be careful. Sandra did not walk anything at all. Okay. Amy, Nicole. So Amy Nichols, that's row 38. Now be careful. This is for hours walked. So don't tamper with the controlled hours, okay? That's why you have to be careful. The second one here for Amy. Amy walked what? I think she walked more than the controlled hours. It's possible. So Amy walked 34 hours. But you know what? I'm just going to do this right here. I just want to be sure that Amy. I'm just going to look for Amy right here. Um, yes. Okay. Pablo. Pablo is Pablo Bravo. Pablo Bravo 22, 42. So Pablo walked. Okay. I'm just trying to ensure that I. Then we have Peggy. Peggy Hengis. That's 49. Peggy Hengis walked 25. Tracy. That's why you have to be careful. We have two Tracy. Tracy Caution. That's row 53. Utman worked for 12 hours. That's 61. Let's go back to Tracy again. Just want to be sure. Yeah. Okay. Adelina. Yep, Adelina 63. She worked for 42 hours. Kai Sailor. Oh, sorry, let's take it because Kai, yeah, Kai Sailor. Just one because each of them is in a different column. 64. So Kai Sailor worked for 40 hours. Okay, so we're done. Oof, that was place these numbers of hours worked for each employees in the hours worked column. Okay, I didn't even see that. So place this in hours worked. I just had to just use instinct to just get that. So so not to make those mistakes we made. Apply the formatting to rule 17 to 67. Now when they talk about the formatting, what they're simply saying here is the dollars. Okay, now obviously if you're using accounting, I think I made this mistake in the previous video. If you're using accounting and I rectified it, it's going to show dash dash. So obviously you want to be a currency. That's how they know that you're doing it wrong. Okay. So let's see those who work some hours. 47. Okay. Save the spreadsheet. So let's save the spreadsheet. Click on save. Print the spreadsheet showing the values. Okay. Make sure the printout fits on a single page wide. Okay, so we're going to print showing the values single page wide. So I think I can make this fit on a single page. Yeah, I can, and it has. Content of all cells are fully visible with no split words. With no split words, okay? So you see, they want to see. I'm wondering why the count. Let me print this. No, let me just print it. This is what printer one. And I'm going to check because I'm not seeing the count showing. So maybe it is. I'm not sure. Let me just print. Um, I'm just going to open it. I want to be sure that that counts. Yeah, so it's showing for the hours worked. Okay, so yeah, it's showing there. Okay, print the spreadsheet showing the formula. Click on formulas, show formulas. So obviously they did this to be the last because obviously they want to see that everything is well in position. But did we take a screenshot of this? Let me see. I think we need to go back. No, no, what happened? Let's uncheck the formulas. I'm going to print it again because obviously they're going to use this to check. Is there anything there? No. So what happened? Okay. So what we are going to do right now is we're just going to make everything 18. The way it is, let's make it 17. Yes, 17. Everything 17 right now. Just going to make everything 17 because we want it to show the way it needs to show, guys. And this is data analysis for you. It has to be, if it's not the same thing, you're gonna have lots of marks, okay? And you can't afford to have that, do you? Okay, I'm still going to adjust this. So this is going to be 42. Let me try 43. Yes. So this is going to be 43. Because they also want to see this. Now, if we are taking a screenshot of this, then we're free to do whatever we want, but we have not, there's no screenshot for it, and then it needs to be like this, okay? I'm just going to go to check. I think I can just do this. Office, job code, office name, job description, rate of pay. Undo. I'm going to leave it like this. This is okay, guys. Come on. Come on, impressing the whole world. Just our markets. They know we tried. Come on, they're gonna know we tried, right? Okay. So this is okay. Yeah, we can take a screenshot now. And the other one, yes, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. So let's take a screenshot. Again, it has to be exact, guys. It has to be. Okay. They need to see that this is rounded, else you're gonna have lots of mark. You can't afford that right now, do you? No. You see you saying no, Mr. Agile. No. So we're going to print this. We're going to just open it again. Um, yes, this is better. Okay, because they want to see this as well. So this is okay. You know what? I'm going to. Let me see. Did they ask us to add column and heading? Let me see. It's in landscape. These for formulas. Single page, right? Content of the cells are fully visible. You know what? I'm going to do something. I want to do this because they didn't ask us to take a screenshot. If they have asked us to take a screenshot, this would have been better. Obviously, sometimes you just want to see your initiative on things. So I'm going to do it like this. What do I mean? Print, page, column heading, grid lines. I want to do it like this. This is how they know that we have done a good job. Okay, I want to print it like this. You don't have to do this, but this is just to make your work look good. You know, differentiate yourself from the rest, that you actually understand what they're actually saying. So so if we have this, now this looks good. Now the examiner can be able to see that this is wrapped, this is not wrapped, and the likes of it. Okay, and there's something caught here, so we need to fix that. Okay, so obviously in the job description, and this is why it's important that you always check your work, guys. Always check it before you send it to the printer to ensure that nothing is cutting. Okay, so I'm going to take the print screen again. Now you can take it as much as possible to ensure that you have a perfect work. Okay, I'm going to cancel this. You don't just rush to finish. I'm done. No, ensure that everything is sleek, that everything looks good, and you know, you just, the examiner is just being dazzled by the fact that you know what you're doing. Okay, all right, so that seems fine by me. So let's go on. Now we have printed that with the headings and everything. We cannot print the formulas, and everything can just be on a straight line, whichever it needs to be. Okay, so I'm going to click on formulas, show formulas. Okay, I'm going to print this, and this is going to be print out. Make sure it's in landscape, so I'm going to turn this to landscape. Okay, rows and column headings are displayed. Yeah, the rows and column headings are displayed, and I can take the grid lines off because obviously they're not asking me to do that here. Just only the rows and heading. Just want to see it, so I can take the grid line off. Obviously they can see that this was actually right. You know what, let me see. I'm going to leave it, guys, because I want the examiner to see this. Most time they don't ask you for it, but you just need to show them that you've done the work. Make sure that you have entered your name, center number, the name is there. Okay, so this is going to be what print out to, copy, and this will be print out to. And we can see that this is in the landscape. Let me just open it. It's formula, so obviously the dollar and everything is going to go off. It's fine. But same with, yes, so they can see the two decimal places. and so it's fine. So I want them to see that this is okay, not affecting that. Very, very important to my mark and to your mark as well if you learn it and you're consistent in it. Okay, so create a spreadsheet extract. So we're done with this. So we are going to take off the formulas. Okay, I'm just going to do this. Okay, you can see that they are still wrapped because I gave the exact font for it. Okay, to create a spreadsheet extract, this means a filter showing only the employees who worked in London or Zagreb and have the word sales in their job description. Okay, now that's quite a lot for just a small mark. Okay, but let's. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to highlight this, click on home, and we're going to add a filter to it. So let's start it one by one. Who worked in London? So that will be office name to London and Zagreb. Okay, who worked? Show only the employee who work in London and Zagreb and have the word sales in their job description. So right here in job description, I'm going to click on filter, text filter, contain sales. You can try to type it anyhow. It's going to have as long as you type it. So yes, we have this. Sort the extract into ascending order of last name. Sort the extract. So I'm just going to copy highlight rather everything on whom I'm going to custom sort by last name. Remember, it's ascending order of last name. Okay, done. Hide row 3 to 15. 3 to 15. Sorry, what did I do? Hide row 3, hold your shift to 15. We're going to right click on it. We're going to right click on it. We're going to hide. Sorry. Okay. Hide row 67. Hide column D. Column E. Column H. Column I. And column J. Okay, there's so many hiding we have done. So many hiding. Okay, so now let's check. We've hide column A, B, D is been D, E, H, I, and J. Okay, so print showing the values, make sure it fits. Now I want to stop you here, right? And I want to explain something. I said I'm going to highlight and I'm not doing that. Let me do that right now. Now, whenever they tell you to hide, please and please. Now, this is another tricky part. They don't tell you to print with the columns at the heading or grid line, whatever, but they want to see the column because they want to see if it's been hidden or not. You might not put the grid lines. You don't need to put grid line obviously, but the column heading has to be there. They won't tell you, but they expect you that it needs to be there. Obviously, they are going to know with the names and everything, but then again, it makes it easier for your marker. Okay, so I'm just going to print. Click on File. Click on Print. I can leave it like this, guys. Okay, so ensure that your name we did not do this. I knew something was wrong. Okay, so obviously that's an oversight for me. So that's why it's important to always go through your work, because obviously we didn't do the spot. So obviously we might just have to go back to just take a screenshot of printer one. Okay, we'll get that sorted. So this is printout 3. I can take off the grid lines. I don't need it. It looks cool, but I think this is better. Obviously this is showing to show that this is where it's located. So this will be printout 3. Now the start date of each employee will be added to the spreadsheet in 3 separate cells: one for day, one for month, one for year. The spreadsheet will only accept numbers as validators. Rules are to be used to test that the month has been entered as a valid number. Select data to test this rule. You must use each of test data only once. In your evidence document, identify an item of test data you use to enter as extreme test data, another item of extreme test data, abnormal details, and normal details. Now, to test the month that has been entered, now this is you're going to type this in your evidence too. So I'm just quickly going to do this. So in my evidence 2, just going to copy this, copy. Now in my evidence 2, I'm going to use bullet points. Months, for example, is 1 to 12, right? Now I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to paste it. So for my extreme data, this will be less than 1 and greater than 12. That's extreme. Okay, this will be decimal. It's possible. Abnormal data. So extreme data, sorry, this will be equals to 1 and equals to 12. Okay, y for abnormal will be less than 1 and less than 12. Greater than 12, sorry. Abnormal data will just be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay, 10. You get it, okay, etc. Now I'm going to pause. Let me save it so that I can fix that printer 1, because obviously we cannot just print this work like this. We can obviously whatever is what doing is what doing well. Obviously this is going to be okay. Yeah, so we have to work on that. Okay, so I'm going to pause and then I'll fix it. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that has been fixed. So yeah, I think we're back to this. So now that little, let's go back to the question. So we have this right here. Okay, so let's fix it. Just want to check that is the same. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. Make it 14. Yeah, fine. So I'm going to print it, okay? And I'm going to add the grid lines. Change this to portraits. Okay, just want to make sure that everything is showing the way it's meant to show. Yes. Now I look at this G. No, this should be 44. Let's look at 44. Yes, I think it's better. Yeah, I'm gonna take this. So let me print it again. Alright, this will be printed 1. I'm going to replace it. Now this is why they want to see your work. Okay, so they want to see that everything has been done. I'm going to take off this so many printer 1 that I've done, and yes, now we have this. Okay, so let's go back to the question. So we are done, guys. We're done. Yeah, we made some errors, we explained, and the time was more, but I think the whole concept is you trying to get it, and not just you just watching, but practice, learn to understand it, the concept behind it, and so that whenever you see something like this, you know what to do. Okay, and please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of this. Okay, see you in the next video.